Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 190. I'm John Cooney, here to talk to you about comics released the 9th of September 2015, beginning as usual with my first 5, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, The Walking Dead number 146, A Breaking Point Reached. Series writer Robert Kirkman recently told a story about why he created The Walking Dead.
My career began with a comic book that I self-published called Battle Pope. I thought, you hear Battle Pope, and you're like, I have no idea what that is. I have to find out more. It was like the thing that I was doing, and I would say, you know, I'm going to make Battle Pope work, and I'll be able to like make a living off of it. And then I was at a comic book convention called Wizard World Chicago in 2000, and I ended up in a booth across from another creator, who I will not name, who had this great creation that he had created, far cooler than Battle Pope, it had been made into a movie many years prior, a fantastic movie, a movie that I loved. And so the whole time I'm sitting there selling Battle Pope stuff, I'm looking over at this guy selling his stuff, and he's got t-shirts for his thing, comics for his thing, you know, posters for his thing, original art, he's surrounded by this thing, and he looks miserable. The entire convention, he's just sitting there. Oh. People come up, yeah, here you go. Oh, you like it? Great, here's a signed book. And watching that, I was like, okay, so that thing that he did is more popular than I could ever dream that Battle Pope could be. But he's only got the one thing. So I left that convention, and I had completely changed my career plan. I was going to create more things like Battle Pope. So in the next 6 months after that convention, I came up with a project called Science Dog, Tech Jacket, Invincible, and eventually The Walking Dead, all from being at that convention. And I feel like if I hadn't gone to that convention and I hadn't watched that guy be miserable for 3 days, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I certainly wouldn't have created The Walking Dead. So one day I'll thank that guy.
At number 2, we have Batman number 44. It's the origin of new villain Mr. Bloom. In a tale from Bruce Wayne's past, Batman must investigate a vicious crime in the shadowy area of Gotham City known as the Narrows. Don't miss this special issue illustrated by superstar artist Jock. Series writer Scott Snyder talked about bringing Jock in for this issue. Quote, I knew it was going to be a piece of the arc. I knew we had to fill in at 44. I wanted to do an origin for Mr. Bloom that was really more about the systemic problems he takes advantage of to make people feel hopeless enough that they'll come to him. He can be an extremely scary villain for that reason in Gotham. So I knew I had the issue. I knew I was going to do something grittier. I wanted to do something that wasn't about any one particular issue like the stratification of wealth or police brutality or division between neighborhoods. I wanted to do something that sort of touched on all of it. I wanted to show someone that was caught in the web, and I knew Jock would be perfect for it. Close quote. At number 3, we have Journey to Star Wars The Force Awakens Shattered Empire number 1 of 4. For the first time in the new Star Wars canon, journey with us into the time after the end of Return of the Jedi. Writer Greg Rucka and artist Marco Cicchetto take us past the destruction of the second Death Star into the chaos of a shattered empire. Editor Jordan D. White shared his excitement for the series. Quote, the world has been wondering what happened after the fall of the Empire since the credits first rolled on Return of the Jedi in 1983. Now, on the dawn of the next chapter of the saga, we're incredibly proud to be involved in revealing the events that happened immediately following the end of Return of the Jedi. Close quote. At number 4, we have Civil War number 4. Tony Stark comes face to face with his true enemy while General Rogers commences a massive military effort to end the Civil War once and for all. Series writer Charles Soule discussed some of the changes that have occurred. Quote, the term heroes and villains have become pretty diffuse at this point. There are people who follow the rules on each side and those who don't. In the blue, order is maintained by a de facto police force known as the Punishers. In the iron, it's something like S.H.I.E.L.D., but again, evolved. We'll see plenty of villain-type characters, but Lennell and I have reimagined them in much the same way we did for our hero characters. Close quote. At number 5, we have Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows number 5, The Parkers vs. Regent. Series writer Dan Slott spoke about working with Adam Kubert on this book. Quote, We did one story together. We did Amazing Spider-Man The List, which was a blast. That was a great story that had Spidey fighting Norman Osborn in the Iron Patriot armor. And his work here is gorgeous. Every page is fantastic, and this is also a chance for Adam to flex his muscle and redesign characters for how they would look in the Regency. And when you add inker John Dell and colorist Justin Ponzer, I'm a very lucky writer. Close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we have Darth Vader number 9. Vader has a new mission to do for the Empire. Unfortunately, it's completely at odds with his own mission. What's a Dark Lord to do? At number 7, we have Secret Wars 2099 number 5 of 5. An ancient evil appears with the hopes of destroying the Avengers once and for all. Roberta discovers the truth about her dual identity as Captain America. At number 8, we have Action Comics number 44. The epic truth arc reaches its finale as Superman makes some brutal choices and discovers the source of the Shadow Warriors. At number 9, we have New Suicide Squad number 12. The Suicide Squad's mission to infiltrate a brutal League of Assassins splinter group is put in serious jeopardy when Manta goes too far to prove his loyalty, and Boomerang refuses to go far enough. Meanwhile, Harley Quinn is forced to look inward when confronted by her greatest enemy, boredom. And at number 10, we have Batman Superman number 24. The epic truth arc reaches its finale as Superman discovers the true fate of Batman and makes a fateful decision. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we have Gotham Academy number 10, Bubble Bubble, Toil and Trouble. To investigate a suspicious student, Olive and the gang join the school production of Macbeth. But is the play haunted? Next, we have Harley Quinn Road Trip Special number 1. It's the great American summer tradition, but you've never seen a road trip quite like this before. Harley, Ivy, and Catwoman are burning rubber across the US of A. We recommend you all stay off the roads just to be safe. We've also got Red Hood Arsenal number 4. The boys battle Batman. Red Hood and Arsenal are taking their vigilante business to Gotham City, whether the new Dark Knight likes it or not, and they're about to skip the introductions and get right to fighting. And we have Starfire number 4. The battle for Key West continues as Starfire and her new ally, the hero known as Atlee, square off against a mysterious beast from below. Can Corey defend her new friends and family from this new threat? And what is the creature's dark secret? From Marvel Comics, we have A-Force number 4. With the fate of Arcadia hanging in the balance, a traitor in A-Force's ranks is revealed. But why would she sell out her teammates? Next, we have giant-sized Little Marvel AVX number 4. Avengers vs. X-Men vs. Guardians of the Galaxy? Marvel's most mini-heroes are pulling out all their toys to compete for the ultimate honor, whose crew is coolest. It's a bombastic backyard brawl like you've never seen before. We've also got Ms. Marvel number 18. Between teaming up with her personal hero to rescue her brother and trying to keep her city from falling into an all-out frenzy, Kamala has barely had time to come to terms with the fact that the world is literally collapsing around her. And we have Siege number 3. An enemy rises, and this time it's personal. The shield is under siege, a siege, in a book called Siege. Does that count as a spoiler? Things are looking bad for our crew on the shield, and a good day involves everything trying to kill them. So, bizarre armories, vicious villains, unstrung heroes, and battles beyond reason. Everyone's going to die. It's awesome. Welcome to the Siege. From IDW Publishing, we have Star Trek New Visions Volume 8, The Survival Equation, Andrea, Rook, XO3, names that conjure grim memories for James Kirk. What then happens when the killer androids start showing up by the dozen, plus a special guest star who's bound to surprise. From Image Comics, we have Phonogram, The Immaterial Girl number 2 of 6. You will never look at Aha's Take On Me video the same way ever again. Next, we have Starved number 4, part 1 of Blood and Sausages, aka Kitchen Battle, aka Culinary Mayhem, aka Starve. And we have The Wicked plus The Divine number 4. Behind the music, Wooden stayed back from the spotlight, but in this issue, we look beneath the mask. Shall we say it's the most audacious and experimental issue of Wick Div yet? I think so. From Valiant Entertainment, we have Ninjak number 7. Sanguine shatters the Shadow Wars. Ninjak goes head-to-head with the Shadow 7's toughest villain, Sanguine. But will his past come back to bite him before she does? As a conspiracy from Colin King's first days as a spy finally comes to light in the modern day, will Ninjak survive his deadliest battle yet? And what will be left of him? Red Hot artist Juan Jose Rip joins Matt Kinch for the second 40-page chapter of the Shadow Wars, plus an all-new installment of Ninjak the Lost Files featuring artwork by Eisner Award-nominated artist Butch Goose. And we have Unity number 22. We have met the enemy, and she is War. Warmonger has decimated countless generations of heroes in her endless quest to sow conflict and strife throughout the world, and she's already taken apart each member of Unity. If the team hopes to rally and stop this malevolent force of chaos, they'll need the help of the one man Warmonger cannot defeat, the forgotten member of Unity. Out in trades this week, we have Chrononauts Volume 1 trade paperback. Corbin Quinn and Danny Riley are time travelers whose plans go off course, leading to wild adventures in the time stream, collecting issues 1 through 4. And we have Saga Volume 5 trade paperback. While Gwendolyn and Lion Cat risk everything to find a cure for the will, Marco makes an uneasy alliance with Prince Robot IV to find their missing children who are trapped on a strange world with terrifying new enemies, collecting issues 25 through 30. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers, and you can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. You can also now find He's Got Issues on eBay at he'sgotissues.com/eBay for great deals on comics, trades, and superhero and pop culture merchandise with free shipping in the United States. And of course, you can still find me on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram to see everything I'm reading as I read it. There's links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.